and just on even an adult brain. But obviously during development, that's when you've got to watch out.
Right. So let's talk a little bit more about the mechanics of what's going on here. So acetaminophen can be metabolized by a cytochrome oxidase enzyme. There's one major one in particular, and this will produce a toxic compound called NAPQ1, which can deplete. NAPQI, which can deplete glutathione, which is a natural antioxidant in your body. What happens when that happens? What are some of the major effects in terms of the toxicity that's induced, in terms of what the oxidative stress is actually doing?
Well, so what happens is that, if you can't do this phase 2 metabolism and it gets shunted through the cytochrome P450 system and you produce the NAPQI, the quinonamine, that molecule by itself is super, super toxic. So normally what happens is glutathione, boop, it'll just stick to it. It'll become detoxified. And you burn up a molecule of glutathione.
Yep.
You literally burn it up. But if you don't have enough glutathione around, I say enough. So this is all equilibrium reactions, right? Dynamic equilibrium reactions. So you're going to get a certain amount of that quinonamine that's just going to stick on the nearest protein. And we know it likes to stick, for whatever reason, on mitochondrial proteins and cause mitochondrial dysfunction. So it's not an all or nothing, right? The less glutathione you have, the more of it is going to stick.
Right. You're going to get a little bit no matter what. But if you're depleted in glutathione, you're going to get a lot.
Right. So it's all relative on how much damage. It depends on your dose of acetaminophen. It depends on how much oxidative stress you have. It depends on, which oxidative stress that depletes glutathione, right? And it depends on how much your body is capable of moving things, into safe pathways. If your folate is there, that's really helpful. If you have this folate receptor autoantibody that you can't get folate in, then you're going to get a lot more of the NAPQI. So, it's just all of these things going on simultaneously. So you've got all these different points along the pathway where things can put you at risk.
So this NAPQI, it's a highly reactive molecule. That's basically what toxins are. They're things that inappropriately or overreact. They damage proteins. They damage stuff in our cells that we need to work. And when that stuff breaks, you get cellular dysfunction, and then things don't develop properly or they don't work properly, and that's bad. If you've got a lot of natural antioxidants like glutathione, you can mitigate the production of these toxins to some extent. But if you're deficient, then you're really in trouble. And so
and also let me hasten to point out, Nick, some people have a genetic thing going, or they've got an autoimmune thing going. And so we don't know, but there's probably nothing you can do in those cases.
Right.
It's just, if you get acetaminophen, boom, that's it. You're gonna have problems if you get it at the wrong time, especially right around birth.
Right. So there's a natural spectrum of sensitivity to acetaminophen because of variation in all these autoimmune pathways, metabolic pathways, glutathione, antioxidant pathways, et cetera, et cetera. So there's multiple different ways one might be more sensitive to acetaminophen. And then if you get acetaminophen at the right time, at the right dose, with the right sensitivities early in life, that's what you're saying.
Yeah, and
that's where the rubber meets the road.
Yeah, there's a really cool paper that we published in a journal called Children, and we wrote this one to make it understandable, to show exactly the way you described it, a sensitivity profile over time. It's in a journal called Children. I'm the first author, and it starts out the dangers of acetaminophen. And that one has been viewed almost 34,000 times by folks, so it's really good. It has a little movie to go with it to explain